Cynthia from the Pinocchio Jubilee Library here with this week's Thinkers and Tinkerers video. Today we are going to be making elephant toothpaste. So, for this project, what you will need is hydrogen peroxide. Just a simple 3% mixture that you can find at your pharmacy. A lot of families have this in their medical supplies and at home for cuts and things, or if you're in my family, we use it for skunk deodorizing when our dog has a fun walk. You will need liquid dish soap, yeast, instant yeast is fine, food coloring, a tablespoon measure and a half a cup measuring cup, as well as warm water and a variety of different types of containers. So you can use a drinking bottle, or you can use like a cup, or in my case I found a beaker in my kitchen, which I thought was really cool. So I'm really excited to get this going with. Okay. So the first thing you're going to want to do is pre-activate your yeast. So yeast generally works best when it's pre-activated before adding it into a bread mixture, or in this case, this experiment. To pre-activate the yeast, you're going to take 1 tablespoon of yeast, and then 3 tablespoons of warm water. It doesn't have to be boiling water, but it does have to be warm. Oop. All right, and then just give it a little bit of a mixture. Yeah, I see mine's already starting to bubble up, so that's good. Anyway, you're going to wait 30 seconds, roughly 30 seconds for this before we are going to add it to the container. So I'm going to first start with our beaker. Okay. First thing you got to do is, if you want to add food coloring to your experiment, do so now. There's different ways. You can just put a few drops in the middle if you want, like that. Or if you want to kind of create a stripe-like thing, you're going to put food drops on the side of the cup. All right. So put that in. You are then going to add in half a cup of hydrogen peroxide. So don't breathe this in directly, guys. Don't put your face right above it. It is quite pertinent here. Okay, gonna add in hydrogen peroxide. So the hydrogen peroxide actually is already starting to break up. It usually starts to break down once it's exposed to direct sunlight. That's why it's usually stored in a dark container. If you guys look, there's actually some bubbles already forming. But that's all right. What we're going to do now is we are going to add in a nice squirt of dish soap like that. So the dish soap is going to help the bubbles maintain their shape, which is what we want. Don't worry about mixing it. If you want, you can add in a little more food coloring if you're going for the lines approach. And after that, we are going to add in our yeast, and we are going to see what will happen. Voila! Elephant toothpaste. Okay, as we can see, it is forming a nice, lovely bubble expansion here. And it's actually a lovely shade of pink. It's not shown that well on my camera, but that's fabulous. So what's happened is the bread yeast has made the hydrogen peroxide separate more quickly. So by doing that, it is breaking down the hydrogen molecules from the oxygen molecules. So it's the oxygen molecules that have formed a gas, and they are escaping, but because we added the dish soap, the gas is now kind of trapped in a bubble-like structure, so thus you create the foam. I'm not the best at explaining all of this, but it's a pretty cool little reaction. So this is our first try with the elephant toothpaste. Now I'm going to try it with the smaller rimmed bottle. All right, here we go with bottle number 2. So again, you're going to want a mixture of your pre-activated yeast. So that's 1 tablespoon of the yeast and 3 tablespoons of warm water. Oop. Just gonna give it a nice mixture again. If you have a funnel, that might be advisable if you're using a container with a more narrow neck. Let's see, for this one, I'm going to use the blue food coloring. I'm going to squirt the dish soap in first. Then I'll put in the hydrogen peroxide, so that's half a cup of hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, like a funnel might be useful. Right, hydrogen peroxide. Now I'm going to use the blue food coloring, and I'm going to try the stripe thing again. So I'm going to put the stripes like that. And my yeast has been activated. Right. Whoop. Well, bit of a mixture, but looks like it's kind of getting there. So I spilled a lot, so okay, there we go. Voila. And as you can see, it's got a lovely striped toothpaste-like texture to it. So there's my second attempt with the hydrogen peroxide with a thin neck bottle. Do not eat this stuff, guys. This is safe to wash down your sink, but do not put it in your mouth and don't put it on your face. It's not going to be pleasant. Oh, but what's really cool also is by adding the food coloring is you get some cool little nifty designs. So there we go. A really simple yet cool experiment to do at home, exploring the properties of chemistry, specifically the breakdown of hydrogen peroxide, so H2O2, into its separate molecules of oxygen and hydrogen. Please feel free to take pictures of what you guys do at home. We'd love to see what your creations look like, and we'd love to see it on our Facebook page at the Panoka Jubilee Library Facebook page. Sorry, a lot of repetition there. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.